4.5 billion years ago. Earth had no moon, no tides, no light in the night sky. Just a fast spinning, lonely planet, about to be hit by something that should have ended it all. A Mars-sized world named Theia slammed into Earth at 25,000 miles per hour. The collision was so violent it nearly destroyed our planet completely. And the object that hit us, we have never found a single confirmed piece of it anywhere in the solar system. It was consumed so completely it simply ceased to exist. This is the real story of how the moon was born. From a cataclysm so perfect, so unlikely, that if even one detail had been different, you and I would not be here. Scientists call it the giant impact hypothesis. For decades, many refused to believe it. Too violent, too catastrophic. But the evidence is overwhelming. The moon is chemically almost identical to Earth's mantle. Not similar, almost exactly the same. That only happens when two worlds made to the same material smash together and merge. Here is what most people don't know. Before Theia hit, Earth was spinning so fast that a single day lasted only 6 hours. The impact slowed Earth's rotation dramatically. The 24-hour day you live inside right now is partly a product of that collision. Theia didn't just hit Earth, it was absorbed. Its mantle became part of the moon. Its core may still be buried deep inside our own planet, sitting there right now, thousands of miles beneath your feet. There is one more detail scientists only recently confirmed. When Theia hit, the collision generated temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. The entire surface of Earth melted. For thousands of years after the impact, Earth was covered in a global ocean of magma, a planet-wide lava sea with no solid ground anywhere. The moon formed above a world that was itself barely surviving. The silver light you see every night is not just a rock. It is the scar of a dead planet. Here is what makes this even more unsettling. If Theia had stuck at a slightly different angle, the moon never forms. If it had been slightly larger, Earth may not have survived. If it arrived a few million years earlier or later, the chemistry would have been wrong. But here is the detail almost no documentary mentions. The moon is slowly leaving us. Every year, it moves approximately 1.5 inches further from Earth. It has been doing this since it formed, which means billions of years from now. The moon will be too far away to create total solar eclipses, the perfect alignment we see today, where the moon fits exactly over the sun, is a coincidence of timing. We happen to live in the only era of Earth's history where total solar eclipses are possible. Carl Sagan understood the weight of this. We are the legacy of 15 billion years of cosmic evolution. Change any single variable in that collision, and that legacy ends before it begins. But the moon didn't just form and sit quietly. It changed Earth forever. When it first formed, the moon was 15 times closer. The tides it created were planet-wide walls of water surging on cycles of hours, constantly mixing minerals and organic compounds. Many scientists believe this tidal churning helped spark and chemistry of life itself. The moon also stabilized Earth's axial tilt. Without it, our planet would wobble widely between extreme climates, making complex life almost impossible. Here is another fact most people have never heard. The moon is not perfectly round. It is slightly egg-shaped, with the larger and permanently pointed toward Earth. This is because Earth's gravity stressed the Moon when it was still molten. The Moon solidified in that shape, and it has stayed that way ever since. One vanished planet, one perfect collision, one egg shaped scar in the sky, and somehow, here we are. Now, after 50 years, we are going back. Last week, Artemis 2 launched, the first crewed mission beyond low Earth orbit since 1972. Four astronauts already heading toward the Moon. This time, we are not planting flags. We are going to read the ancient record written into the Moon's crust, the only surviving witness to the violent birth of our solar system. But there is one more thing worth knowing before we get there. The Moon has moonquakes, real ones. Apollo seismometers recorded them for years after the astronauts left. Some last over an hour, far longer than any earthquake. Because the Moon is so dry and rigid, it vibrates like a tuning fork rather than absorbing the energy. And those moonquakes are not random. Many cluster near the lunar south pole, the exact region where Artemis astronauts are planning to land. Scientists still do not fully understand why. The Moon we are returning to is not silent. It is still trembling. The Moon was never supposed to exist. It was forged from fire and the death of another world. It stabilized our planet. It drove our tides. It gave us the 24-hour day. It may have helped start the chemistry of life. And now we are returning, not as visitors, as detectives. Because the Moon still holds one final secret. Where is Theia? Some scientists believe two massive dense structures buried deep in Earth's lower mantle, detected only by seismic waves, never sampled. Maybe the remains of the planet that created our Moon. If that is true, Theia is still here, not destroyed, buried. A planet inside a planet, a ghost inside the Earth, unconfirmed, unreachable. But there, if the data is right, every time you look at the Moon, you are looking at the child of something that may still exist inside the world you stand on. Because next, we are leaving the inner solar system entirely. A world so far from the Sun that 1 year there lasts longer than a human lifetime. Scientists once called it a planet. Then they changed their minds, and it has never forgiven us.